Now's a good time to stand. There is sangria in the back if you want some. Please, let's all have some, and there will be cake later. There will be cake later. All right, let's get to Vamp City. I'm going to read the prologue. Don't groan too much. Prologues.
Why is it mixed in here?
I know. We don't need no stinking prologues. Okay, the reason why there is a prologue is this is the only part of the book that is not from Sophia's perspective. So it's a third-person book, but the entire story goes through her eyes, except for the prologue. So we start in one of my new favorite cities, Las Vegas. Frosted, conditioned air prickled Johnny's skin as he entered the casino. The temperature outside on the Las Vegas Strip hovered in the mid-80s despite the darkened sky. But in New York's casino, time dissolved into the now, as players anticipating the next card cared little for the hour, day, or month. The only sign of the late hour was the locked-up restaurants and shops surrounding the casino floor. Although his body ached from his day-long drive, Johnny felt the need for a drink to sand down the edges sharpened behind the wheel. Company would also be nice, but that wasn't a requirement. Walking through the pinging and dinging slots, he spotted an Irish pub within the faux Gotham architecture. Out front was a small porch, superfluous as it was inside. But he saw a band on stage and customers lifting pints. After the bouncer checked his ID, he pulled the long brass handle on the heavy wooden door and slid into imitation Dublin. He went to the bar where a blonde woman whose name tag read Sheila Albuquerque pulled him a pint of Smithwick's. The band, a fourth piece consisting of a single playing guitar plus violin, bass, and drums, played an authentic rendition of Galway Bay. As Johnny took his first sip, one of the waitresses jumped up on the circular stage above the band to dance. Young and freckled, with the hair the color of a fall-turned leaf. She kept her face serious, her arms down and straight, and her back stiff as her legs bounded and bounced below her. An archway led to an alcove filled with tables where the music wouldn't overpower conversation. An older couple, perhaps in their 50s, quietly sipped pints while singing along with the band. An open table sat against the back wall underneath a reproduction of that old Guinness toucan poster. Johnny dropped there, crossing his legs and sipping from the pint. As the song ended and the band segued into a ballad Johnny didn't know, his eyes drifted to a table in the corner near the stage. A woman, alone with no drink in front of her, not even water, looked at the back of the stage. Dressed plainly in a white t-shirt and jeans, her pure white hair struck Johnny as she seemed near his own age, 27. She turned, catching his eye, a glimpse of a smile over her mouth. Before Johnny could finish blinking, the woman sat across from him. It's too late to drink alone. She didn't voice this as a question. But you're not drinking. Observant. And here I was thinking you were checking me out. Her voice dripped sarcasm, but Johnny was confused. She also sounded like she was coming on to him. Only one way to play it. He thought, cool. I was, but looking ain't buying. He cringed inwardly as he realized he'd just called her a prostitute. Yeah, this was Vegas, and she might be, but if she wasn't, whatever chance he had was gone. But she sat there, her Cheshire grin unchanged. Bet you wish they had that one back. Oh, I do. I didn't stop. I'm not for sale, but I'm not a saint either. And I have a few motivations. Then let's discuss them. Perhaps a drink? Not now. She looked around, nervous now, as if she didn't want any attention. Here's the big question. Are you staying or passing through? All of Johnny's interior alarms rang loudly. He collected himself. I don't feel comfortable answering that question. In fact, I'm not sure I want your company anymore. Her face fell into a wrinkly puddle. She wasn't crying, but she was clearly trying to keep it together. It wasn't close to working. I travel for a living. Johnny felt bad now, but wanted to end this quickly and quietly. I have to be wary so that the few times I get to sleep in my own bed, I can do so without fear or shame. So good night. She nodded but didn't move. I have to get to L.A. What few means I have are dwindling, so I need some help. I was hoping for a favor. She picked up his hand. Her touch was so light, so comforting that he didn't pull away. Her skin felt cold, but she had been sitting inside longer than he had. Will you hear me out? Johnny was in fact going to Los Angeles. Not for long, but it was only a 4-hour trip. He'd met many crazies, men and women, in situations just like this. She didn't seem to pitch her tent in that camp, but she did look desperate. Look, I'll give you a ride. First thing in the morning. Here's where it gets weird. Johnny? Hey, Sophia. She looked at her watch. It's just about midnight. I have to leave now. What? No way. I'll drive. I can't ride during the day. That's ridiculous. Look for yourself. For a quick instant, her smile turned vicious as her canines popped into fangs. Johnny tried to jump up and out of his chair, but Sophia reached out and grabbed his head with both hands. She forced his eyes to meet hers. Relax, relax, relax. You are in no danger, but you need to drive me to Los Angeles. The flight instinct drained from his body, leaving only his lungs to hyperventilate in order to slow his heart. He wanted to scream, but something outside of him kept him calm and listening. Yes, I must travel at night. This is insane. Believe me, Johnny, I have to go through this over and over again. She released her grip. But I don't kill people. I took an oath, and I will keep it, whether you give me a ride or not. Can I finish my beer? Please. You paid for it. Had he somehow agreed to go back on the road? Yes, he had. But it felt right because she needed his help. He was doing good. After finishing the pint in a few gulps, some combined attempt at washing away the fear and trying not to believe what he'd seen, he led Sophia to the casino's parking lot. She blew out a breath. Okay, good. You have an SUV. You'll be able to relax. I still can't believe I'm letting you do this. This is very cool of you. Thanks. As Johnny punched the unlock button on his key, Sophia opened the back door. There's one more favor that I need. See, I've been out on the road, all by myself. Kept myself hidden until just this moment. I'm a little hungry. Oh, for God's sake. Johnny bolted up, ready to toss her out of the car. Not much, man. Not much. It won't be worse than giving blood at the doctor's. I don't like to donate blood. No, not the donation. Just a little bit to check on your cholesterol and shit. Seriously? It'll help you sleep. He nodded and looked away. He felt a quick sting, but no lasting pain. Done. That's it? Yeah, let's get moving. She took his keys while he laid down on the back seat. Staring at the car's ceiling, he hoped as he drifted off, this would all be over soon, and he could forget everything that had happened.